Welcome to the Respect Code, the playbook for becoming the most respected person in any room without chasing approval or playing politics. This isn't about charisma, tricks, or confidence hacks. It's about 7 contrarian habits practiced by the people everyone trusts, listens to, and follows. Be early. Be your word. Respond fast. Do more than expected. Speak briefly. Lead with positivity and politeness. And tell the truth, especially when it's uncomfortable. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned moment by moment through standards most people won't hold. If you want quiet authority, unshakable credibility, and real influence, this is the code. When we think about respect, here's how I want you to think about this. Don't be concerned whether people respect you or not. Only be concerned that you are doing the right things to earn respect. This is how I thought about things when I was in business and I had the honor and privilege of leading hundreds of employees. Every day, this was my goal. Every time I walked in the door into the building, my job was to do the things to re-earn the respect of all those people that were most important to me, all the team members, all the management team. So every day, your goal should be to do the things to re-earn the respect of those most important to you because you are doing your best at the right things. I'm going to start off with 2 quotes, and then we will go into the 7 habits of the respect code. Here's a quote by Aristotle, one of my favorite quotes of all time. Learned this one in college as a philosophy major. Changed my life. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Here's a quote from the great Earl Nightingale. If you want to be successful in life, simply watch what most people would do in a given situation and do the opposite. 9 times out of 10, you will receive greater rewards. Let's talk about the 7 habits. Habit number 1, be the earliest person you know. Be early for commitments. That means 5, 10, 15 minutes early. Be the earliest person you know. And as we go through these 7 habits, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on how good you are at these habits. And then at the end, I want you to pick one and I want you to attack it relentlessly and religiously for the next 60, 90 days. Lock it in until it becomes you. Okay, you can even change these habits in as little as 30 days if you're very intentional. So you can pick one a month, and in 7 months, you can easily be the most respected person in the room with these habits. And they're not difficult habits. They just take focus and commitment and a decision to make them who you are every day. And everyone in your life will benefit from this and the example you lead and the energy you bring to every interaction. Be the earliest person you know. Think about people who you know who are early for everything. And also think about how rare it is when people are early. Most people are maybe on time and or late to things, but it takes a commitment. Here's what it shows. It shows you have discipline and you are on top of things, you're organized, and it also shows respect when you are early for commitments. When you are late for commitments, it shows you're sloppy. You have sloppy habits. You don't know how to manage your time. You overcommit to things because you don't know how to too many things because you don't know how to say no. And it also shows disrespect to other people's time. Now, there's a lot of good people out there who are late, right? But we are judged by our actions, not our intentions. Habit number 2, be your word. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. This is the root of all business success, by the way. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it for your customers. And it's also a foundational habit of respect. Here's a quote from Dan Kennedy, the great business thinker and author. A person who cannot keep appointments on time, cannot keep scheduled commitments, or cannot stick to a schedule cannot be trusted in other ways either. Harsh, but 100% truth. Habit number 3, get back to people faster. Respond quickly and positively to phone calls, text messages, and email to friends, family, and colleagues, and clients and customers as well. This doesn't mean you are a slave to your phone or your computer. It doesn't mean you have to check it all the time, on work hours, off work hours. It just means you have to be organized. Just take a few minutes, a few times a day to respond quickly and briefly. Your responses don't have to be long. And if anything, you're going to learn here, you need to be brief and to the point. It just takes being organized to schedule it in a few times a day to check your messages and just respond positively and politely. At least that you received it, and let's set up a time to talk tomorrow or next week or whatever you need to do. But when you're fast, when you get back to people fast, again, it shows two things: that you are disciplined and organized with your time, and two, you respect other people's time and you respect your relationships enough to respond. There's too many people who just open an email or text message and just don't respond at all. And these are good people. It's just a bad habit. And again, it shows, it can send a bad message that you don't really care about the other person who called you or emailed you or text messaged you. Now you do the opposite, again, like Earl Nightingale said, and you are going to stand out in life, in business, in life. Habit number 4, do a little extra. Go above and beyond. Over deliver. Here's a quote from Urban Meyer, 3-time national champ, head coach of 2 different football teams, college football teams. He says it's a +2 mentality. Everything in an organization is +2. Everything in the organization is +2. He's talking about his organizations. If I ask you to go 10 yards, then go 12. If I ask you to get 10 reps in the weight room, get 12. When you hear that whistle blow, go 2 more steps beyond the whistle. Go above and beyond the call of duty. Now, this is a great example from the sports world, very obvious example. We can apply this to anything in life. Do a little bit more as expected for loved ones, for clients, for customers, for coworkers. Don't just do the bare minimum. And all you have to do is go +2. You don't have to go +100. Just go above and beyond what's expected. And by the way, if you're in business, that's a great way to stand out, because your competitors, I guarantee, zero, if very few, are going above and beyond and over delivering for their customers. Most of them are under delivering. Same thing in your work. If you want to get a promotion and move up through the organization, deliver more than is expected. Get back to people faster. Be early. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. And once you learn these 7 habits today, you can't unlearn them. So you have no excuse not to do this. So don't whine if you don't have success with your customers. Don't whine when you don't have the career that you want to have, because now you know this and you can practice these 7 habits. They are easy to understand and practice. It doesn't take a 200 IQ or a degree from Harvard to do this. It just takes intentionality and discipline. Habit number 5, be brief. Don't waste words. Here's a quote from a great mentor and teacher of mine, Dr. Alan Weiss. Has written over 60 books on business and leadership and consulting. Has advised Mercedes-Benz and Merck and Hewlett-Packard. One of the smartest people I've ever met. He says, long-windedness can be perceived as indecisiveness, and it costs you respect and trust. And here's how you can think about it. The more you talk, the less respect you have. The more simple and brief and to the point you are, the more respect you get. Your respect goes up. The less you say, the more respect you get. Okay? The more you say, the less respect you get, with rare exception. That's how you can think about it. Here's a quote from Jocko Willink, retired Navy SEAL, tremendous leadership expert and author. And he says, here he asks, who do you pay more attention to? The person who makes 100 statements or the person who makes one statement? How much do you gather from those 100 statements? It's a limited amount. It's 1% per statement. If a person says one thing, how much percent attention do you pay to that? 100%. Habit number 6, be the most positive and polite person you know. Avoid what I call mindless negativity. That's gossiping, complaining, blaming, criticizing, condemning, venting. Mindless negativity gives your power away. And again, your respect goes down. Okay. The more you vent and complain, the less respect you get. The more positive and solution oriented you are, meaning no complaining, the more respect and admiration you get. And also the more successful you get. And by the way, just think about it. People don't want to be around a complainer. They really don't want to be around a venter or a gossiper or a condemner. It's not enjoyable. It doesn't feel good to them. They may entertain it, and we may think we feel good ourselves by makes us feel better by venting, but there's no science that proves venting makes us feel better or solves the problem. If anything, it makes us feel worse because we're reliving a problem that we already have again. And now we're forcing someone else to relive our problems as well with no solution in mind. Now, if you're talking to someone about, here's my problem, help me find a solution, that's different. But just to vent, that's a waste of everyone's time. Everyone has problems. You've got to find people that can help you solve them. Trusted friends and family members, mentors, coaches, a therapist, a doctor. Find someone who can help you solve your problems. I'm not saying don't talk about your problems, but find someone qualified to help you do it and have what my mentor, Dr. Jason Selk, calls a relentless solution focus. Look for solutions. The more you vent and complain and gossip, the less respect you have. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact of life. So don't whine and complain when you don't get respected because you're venting to your partner or you're venting to people at work about your problems. I wish you to find solutions to your problems, personal, professional, health. I want you to find solutions. I want you to find happiness and success. But that takes going to trusted advisors and people who can help you and then taking that next right action to solve it. Here's a quote from the founder of IKEA, Ingvar Kamprad. He says, the strong person is always positive and moves forward. Here's a quote from Dr. Marshall Goldsmith, another great mentor and teacher of mine. He says, the best CEOs don't complain. I've known Alan Mulally, Ford Motor Company. He says, I've known Francis Hesselbein, the Girl Scouts, CEO of the Girl Scouts, for over 30 years. I've never heard them whine. I've never heard them complain. I've never heard them say, poor me. Never. They say, I am up, I'm positive, life is good, let's make the best of every day. Here's a quote from Dr. Susan Jeffers, wrote the incredible book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Dr. Jeffers tells us, whatever happens to me given any situation, I can handle it. Never let these 3 little words out of your mind, possibly the 3 most important little words you'll ever hear. I'll handle it. Lastly, habit number 7, be the most brutally honest person you know. Always let people know where they stand. Okay, this also includes asserting yourself. Don't put up with mistreatment from anybody in your life. Be direct, be assertive, don't embarrass them, don't remove their dignity, but you have to stand up for yourself and assert yourself to any mistreatment or any habit someone has that's draining your energy. If you got someone in your life who's complaining all the time, assert yourself and say, let's look at solutions here. Let me help you find solutions if that's what you want to do, or let's help you find solutions if you don't think I'm the right person to help you find them. Or if you don't think you can do it yourself, or you're depressed or anxious, let's get you professional help. Let's figure out what you have to do to move forward. Okay, that's a way of asserting yourself. If you get the wrong order at the restaurant, let the server know you got the wrong order. If someone's mistreating you at work or in your personal life, you have to assert yourself. You have to have teeth. That's being brutally honest with everyone you know in your life. You got to stand up for yourself. That's how you gain respect and people will leave you alone. It is that simple. And if you don't know how to do that, get help. Go to a self-defense instructor and learn how to physically defend yourself through mixed martial arts training, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Go to a therapist to learn who will teach you how to verbally assert yourself and how to say the right things. Here's a quote from Keith Cunningham. He says, the reason we hesitate to have hard conversations is because we don't care enough. If you truly cared enough, you would say what needs to be said. After all, how else are they going to improve and maximize their potential? Let me remind you that nothing can change until the unspoken is said. Here's a few books I love that can help you practice these seven habits from the Code of Respect. No BS Time Management by Dan Kennedy really teaches you how to focus on your time. And, the first two habits would be the earliest person you know, do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. A Relentless Solution Focus by Dr. Jason Selk. A great book on positive mindset and looking for solutions instead of venting and complaining. Excellent book on that. The Success Principles 20th Anniversary Edition by Jack Canfield. Great book on habits and mindset and excellence. And lastly, The 50th Law by Robert Greene. Great book on asserting yourself and doing the things you need to do, living a fearless life, and doing the things you need to do to earn the respect, doing the right thing. So again, my challenge to you, pick the one out of seven here and start attacking it. In as little as 30 days, it can be life-changing for you. You're going to have a better life. You're going to have more success, more happiness. You'll be better for the people around you as well. And you create a better positive impact. If you're a leader, these seven habits are an absolute must, non-negotiable, because you're always under the microscope. Your job, number one as a leader, is to be someone's hero. You need to be modeling the attitude, the effort, and the behavior that is the absolute best. If you expect excellence out of your team or a great performance or success, you need to be modeling these seven habits of attitude, effort, and behavior every day. You just do. And you need to challenge people on your team to live them as well. But it all starts with you, whether you are a business leader, a sports coach, a parent, a school teacher, a law enforcement leader, military, doesn't matter. These seven habits are crucial to your leadership, respect, and effectiveness. I wish you an elevated life of success, happiness, positive impact, and respect.